أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. Today we are going to look at the jar majroor fragments where the majroor is your pronoun. Alright, so we study the pronouns in the end of our first section. Alright, so lessons 11a and b were about the pronouns. So we studied the rafa pronouns and the nasab or jar pronouns. Alright, since we are doing jar majroor fragment right now, of course the pronouns that we are going to study are the jar pronouns, are going to be the jar pronouns. Okay, so this is a table that mentions all the combinations. All right, so we have these jar, these 7 jar. All right, and how they form the jar majroor fragment with their majroor pronoun is mentioned over here. And there are a couple of important points that we need to discuss in this topic. Therefore, we are going to study directly from the table. Now, this table is present in the Arabic grammar book by Professor Khalil Rahman Chishti, and it's a very good and reliable resource. And this is something that is recommended by Ustadh Nouman Khan in one of his lectures. So and I found it really well. All right, it is an amazing textbook for Arabic students. All right, so this table is something that we are now going to study. I have edited it a bit, as you can see, but let's start now. Now, first of all, terminologies. Zamir munfasil and Zamir muttasil. Now, this is just the fancy word for rafa and jar pronouns. All right, so actually my way of learning as well as teaching is not to bombard the students with heavy terminology in any language, whether it's English or Urdu or Arabic, whatever. No, because learning terminology isn't important at this stage, isn't as important at this stage as is learning the basic mechanics of the grammar. All right, that is what I believe. So instead of saying Zamir Munfasil, I just give the concept ahead that it is the rafa pronouns. All right, so I, we, for example. And munfasil roughly translates to unattached, and we know that the rafa pronouns are unattached. All right, next we have Samir muttasil. It roughly translates to attached. All right, sila means connection. So and since we are studying the jar pronouns, we are studying the jar majroor fragment. Therefore, it has to be the jar pronouns and not the nasab pronouns. Okay, and if you remember from our earlier lessons, the nasab and jar pronouns in Arabic are the same. All right, we have same structures for them, we have same words for them. It's only the context that tells us, and a couple of other grammar rules that tell us whether it's nasab or jar pronoun. Okay, so this block here is for the rafa pronouns. This block here is for your jar pronouns. Okay, and all these are your haruf jar. Okay, next we have mutakallim, or the first person here. First person is I, we. All right, then this block over here is your second person. All right, so mukhatab, the one to whom you're talking, so you and all of its variants. And then third person is over here, which is Raghib, which means he, she, it, they, both of them, etc. All right. Alright, so we are going to approach this chart systematically, and first of all, let's see what we have to take care of while using the mutakallim pronouns. Okay, so ya and na are the jar pronouns, and let's see what's happening here. Okay, first of all, I have grouped the similar ones together. We have li and bi. Now, If you remember from our pronouns lesson, we said that we studied that there are three variants of ya mutakallim. The one is with sukoon, other one is with fatha, alright, and there's another one that is prefixed with noon with kasra and then sukoon. Okay, this is something that we are going to study in fail and some haruf. Okay, I'm going to elaborate it later on, not in this lesson. So we are left with only these two. Okay, we are going to study these here. All right, now this li is actually this this variant of ya mutakallim. All right, similarly this b is also this variant. Okay, I am not going to elaborate on the meanings because we already know what these prepositions and what these pronouns mean. All right, so we are just going to discuss the important points in each of these different cases that I have highlighted. All right, okay, done with li and b. Next we have fiya, alayya and ilayya. Notice this ya and ya sounds at the end with tashdid. Okay, so it is actually this variant. And how does it happen? Let me tell you. We have fi, okay, plus ya is equal to fiya. All right, combine it together, it becomes fiya. Similarly, you get alayya and you get ilayya, upon me and towards me or to me. All right, so this was our second point of discussion. Next we have minni and anni. All right, so since it's ending with noon already, we join it with ni. All right, it becomes minni and then anni. From me, upon me, or about me. All right, so minni and anni. So this was our third point of discussion. Next, alayna and ilayna. What's happening here? You see this Allah, it was actually this, right? Now I told you earlier on that whenever we have to join this Allah with the next word, this khari zabar becomes regular zabar and then we join it with the next word. All right, what if that next word needs to be attached to this Allah? For example, in this case, alayna. In that case, what happens is this ya of Allah simply assumes its attachable form, all right, like this, and then you proceed with the joining, whatever you want to join it with. For example, alayna or alayka, alayki, alaykuma, alaykum, alaykunna, all right, any one of these. So this ya is transformed into its attachable form. All right, that was our second point, third, fourth point of discussion. All right, next very important point. Our harf-e-jar is li, but whenever this li is joined with the pronouns other than ya mutakallim, all right, it's going to become la. Let me repeat it. This is your harf-e-jar and this form is only attached with the ya mutakallim, li. Other than these, all the pronouns are attached with this variant. Okay, we do not say lina, lika, liki, likuma, all right, so on and so forth. We do not say this. We say lana, laka, laki, lakuma, lakum, lakunna, lahu, laha, lahuma, lahum, lahunna. All right, so all of these pronouns other than the ya mutakallim, all right, other than ya mutakallim, all of these yellow ones are the ones that carry or that are attached with la and not li. All right, so This was our point. All right. Next, and perhaps the final point, is our variant of the attached pronoun who. Now, in our earlier lessons, we had studied that there are two variants of this who. First of all, we have this, and the other one was this or this. All right. That is the who, the ha of pronoun, attached pronoun, is either going to carry a kasra, all right, the he sound, or it's going to carry a u sound. All right. What were the cases? These were the cases. All right. We had studied the block. Let me form that block here. All right. So this was she. We had hua, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. All right. So all the jar pronouns. What were the jar pronouns? We had who, huma, hum, hiya or ha, huma, hunna. All right. So this block was the one in which the he or the ha had two variants. It could either carry a dhamma, or it could carry a kasra. What were the cases when it would carry a kasra? It would carry a kasra if the preceding sound, all right, if the preceding sound carries e sound. All right. Now this can either be in the form of a kasra, or it can be in the form of an I sound. All right. So let me just make it again. Okay. So all right. We have our joined who. All right. It could either carry this or this, and the condition is that it's either going to carry a kasra, all right, and the second condition is that it's going to carry a sukoon with the preceding letter carrying a fatha. All right, so either it's going to be the sound of I, or it's going to be the sound of E. All right, then it's going to carry a kasra. Let's observe it here. What do we have here? Okay, lahu. Here the preceding sound is la, so lahu and not lahi. All right. Fihi, the preceding sound is e, therefore it's fihi and not fihu. Minhu, the preceding sound is actually a sakoon, but it doesn't require kasra. All right. So instead of saying minhi, we say minhu. It remains the same. Then alayhi, right? Alayhi. All right. So that's why it's alayhi and not alayhu. Similarly, we have bihi. Okay. And ilayhi is once again lay sound. Okay. Therefore, a kasra. And finally, anhu. Anhu and minhu are the same. Okay. So that's something that you can see, that the rules that we have for an are also applicable to min. Similarly, Allah and ilah are same. All right. So this is something that you can see. All right. Similarly, we have alayhima. Here you have kasra on the ha. All right. Alayhim and not alayhum. Alayhinna and not alayhunna. Similarly, we have bihinna. All right. The only difference is this alayha. All right, which was this block. It was present here. Okay. So all these are going to have two variants, who or he, but this she or hers rather, okay, ha, is always going to be ha. It's never going to carry any other sound. any other harakat. All right, so this was our other point of discussion, and perhaps a final one as well. So if you have any confusion about it, of course, you can let me know so that we can discuss it further. But I hope that all these points that I wanted to discuss are clear. What you can do is you can try and understand and translate these jar majroor fragments that I have there, or even better, it would be that you try and make these fragments yourself so that you would know where you're going wrong. Okay, so in the next lesson, inshallah, we're going to study the dimensions. All right, these are just an extension to huruf jar. They're not exactly huruf jar, but their action is the same. Okay, they just cause their ism to be in majroor state, majroor arab. So that is what we are going to study next, inshallah. So barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'anil hakim, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Allah Hafiz.